Hello everyone. Today's speaker Shruti is an undergraduate student at IIT Kanpur, pursuing a Bachelor of Science in Mathematics and Scientific Computing with minors in Economics and Machine Learning. Her journey with mathematics took a special turn in 2019 when she attended RAMTP, the Raising a Mathematician Foundation's flagship camp. The week-long experience opened her eyes to the beauty of higher-level mathematics and inspired her to pursue the subject deeply. Since then, Shruti has been a regular participant and volunteer at math camps, finding joy in both learning and sharing her ideas. She got her first taste of teaching at AGMNC 2024, where she discovered how exciting it is to help others see the wonder in math. At Roots, Shruti brings her energy, curiosity, and love for learning, hoping to inspire others just as she was once inspired. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you for the introduction. Hi everyone, I'm Shruti. So for me, the most interesting thing or whatever got me hooked to math was the connection that math has with the real world. So today I want to share that with all of you through how firms price products. So you guys would have seen markets and your parents would be buying groceries for your house. You would be buying books or notebooks for school. So there are lots of sales that happen in the real world. And a very important question that comes up in this for any company that sells anything is what price to charge for that item, right? So today we are going to be exploring that using the price for a chocolate ice cream. So let's start. So first I want to ask all of you, how much are you willing to pay for one scoop of chocolate ice cream? So we're going to have a poll and I request all of you to fill in your answers to this question. How much are you willing to pay for one chocolate ice cream? You can answer it in the poll and then once you have answered, you can raise your hand. I'll give you a few minutes for this. Does anyone have a doubt? Okay, 6 people are left to fill. I'll wait for 10 more seconds. Fill in the poll if you haven't.
Yep, we are 100% answered. So,
Okay.
yeah, we can see the result. It's 76-24 basically.
So
it's 76% to 50 and 24% to 100.
okay. Can all of you see the poll results? Yeah. So as he said, you have 25 people who are willing to pay 50 rupees and 8 people are willing to pay 100 rupees. So most of you said 50, some of you said 100, right? So when you say you're willing to pay 50 rupees, what does that mean? It means that the value or the happiness you get from one ice cream, you're willing to quantify that as 50 rupees, right? Or if you said 100 rupees, you're willing to quantify that as 100 rupees. And if I'm selling you ice cream, if the cost is 50 rupees, you would probably buy it. But if you're willing to pay 50 rupees and I charge you 100 rupees, you probably won't buy it, right? So that's what I can interpret from what price you're willing to pay. And this is called your willingness to pay. So whoever said 50 rupees, your willingness to pay is 50. And whoever said 100, your willingness to pay is 100. Okay? And I'm a company. I sell chocolate ice cream. Okay? The cost for me to make one chocolate ice cream is 35 rupees. I need to find out what price I should charge to make the most profit. And I know all of your willingness to pay is now. You all told me how much you're willing to pay. So I know that most of you will buy if I charge 50, some will buy if I charge 100, right? And as a company or as a business, what do I want? I want maximum profit. Does anyone know what profit means? Can someone tell me?
Yes. Can I see?
Wait.
Shraddha.
Okay.
Ma'am, a profit means so if you if you like, if you're a shopkeeper and you're buying something to sell for the others, you buy it in bulk, and then the price becomes reduced. But then you spent a lot of effort in buying that, and you need money for that. You
Right.
also need money to manage your needs, and shopkeeping is your job. So you ask others to pay more during retail sale, and you use you give them you give whoever you bought the selling thing from, you give them the money, and the extra money is called the profit, which you can use for your needs.
Perfect. So whatever cost it costs me to get something is my cost for the product, and what I sell it at is the price, and the difference between that or the money I get is the profit, right? Does anyone else have a different answer?
Yes, ma'am. Abhinav.
Yes, ma'am.
Abhinav?
I
Okay,
have
Let's go one by one. Abhinav.
Abhinav, yes.
Okay, ma'am. So basically, what a profit is that you buy from a seller who is actually the main producer of it.
Mhm.
When you buy it in a large amount, means they'll reduce the price and give, and so your that is the cost price we say. Next, you sell it for an amount, and you need something more to do your family needs and etc. That is called as the profit, and that
Right.
extra money you keep it with yourself, and actually you earn more by that.
Right. Does anyone have a different answer?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Joshua?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
A slightly different answer.
Joshua.
Ma'am, so it is basically the amount we are getting, which is equivalent to selling price minus cost price.
Yes, perfect. So is that clear to everyone? Does anyone have a different answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mayan has a different answer, ma'am.
Ma'am, a profit means the amount of income or like amount of extra money that we get from the cost from selling and something
Yeah,
after buying it
perfect.
from the producer.
Yeah. So the difference between my selling price and my cost is my profit, right? Is that okay for everyone? Are there any other doubts or anyone has a different answer? Okay. So as a business, I want maximum profit, right? Everyone is happy with more money. So I want to maximize my profit. So I want to sell at the highest price, given that my cost is fixed. So what we're going to do today is we're going to look at a few problems based on the customer's willingness to pay. What price should we charge to make the most profit? Right? So now you all have told me your willingness to pay, and I want to decide the price. So let's first look at some simple situations, and then we'll build up to see how I should do the pricing. Okay? So let's start with the first situation. Here I have 10 customers. Each customer is willing to pay 50 rupees per scoop. What price should I charge to maximize my profits? I'll give you a minute. Raise your hand if you have an answer. Ayan, can you tell me what price you would charge?
I would charge around 45 or 50.
And why?
Because for me to make a scoop of ice cream, it costs 35 rupees. So I
Right.
would get profit.
Hmm.
And since they are willing to pay 50 rupees, I could make my profit more.
Okay. So you're saying 45?
Yes.
Okay. Does anyone have a different answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Rudra.
And
Athar,
one by
Athar.
one, one by one. Nishka,
Athar.
do you want to tell me?
Okay, Nishka.
Should I say or Nishka?
So you can say, let Nishka say first and then we'll go to Athar.
Then I charge from 40 to say like 55 rupees, something like that, ma'am.
Okay, you're saying 55.
Yes, sir.
Why?
Like they want to have some. You told that our ice cream is the best one, so they definitely want to eat it. So
Okay.
too much means they won't buy it, but they're willing to pay 50 rupees. So if we just increase like slowly from 5, then slowly like that will be increased, then we'll be able. So now it will start with 55, so it will be increasing, so we'll maximize the profit.
Okay. So this does happen in real life when your ice cream is better than other people, or when a lot of people are buying your ice cream, you can charge a higher price. But for now, let's assume a simple situation. If someone is willing to pay 50 rupees, if I charge even 1 rupee more than that, if I charge 51 rupees, they're not going to buy. Okay. So this is one assumption we are going to make. So nobody is going to buy more than their willingness to pay. That's the assumption. So given this assumption now, if I charge 55 rupees, they are not going to buy. So I can, like, if I want them to buy it, I need to charge at most 50 rupees. Okay. So keeping this assumption into consideration, now how much would you charge? Atar, do you want to give your answer?
I would charge them anywhere between 55 and 50
Okay. And what is your reasoning?
because if the, for example, if the price is rupees 52, then they won't mind giving 2 rupees extra. But there are so many girls, like 10 girls, and there will be more customers later. By 2 rupees, like exponential growth. 2 times 10, 20, 100. So 200. I'll get
Okay.
a lot of money from that.
Okay, so that reasoning is fine, but again, let's go back to our first assumption, which is that if I charge more than 50, if I charge more than the willingness to pay, they will not buy. In the real world, it's often different. If a lot of people are buying, their willingness to pay might change. But assuming that it's fixed at 50, if I charge 51 rupees, they are not going to buy the ice cream. Keep
Then
this
50
assumption,
only.
and then, yeah, okay. So you're saying 50, right? Does anyone have a different answer from price as 50?
Mommy,
Rudra.
mommy,
Ma'am,
Shraddha.
Ma'am,
One by one, one by one. If you have an answer,
Rudra.
if you have a different answer, raise your hand. Adrit,
Ma'am, I would cost 48 or somewhat like that, ma'am. So
okay.
that like they are willing to pay 50 rupees, but when I'm going to charge like 45 to 48, I'll also get a profit. Well, they'll think that their willingness is to give 50, and when it's going to come to 45, there are more chances of them to come to the shop again to buy the ice cream.
Right. So you're giving them some amount of extra happiness by charging less than 50.
Yes,
Right?
I would
Fine.
charge like 45 so that they keep on coming, but after a few while, I will make it to 50 and I'll start to increase it slowly.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Okay.
What is the shipping in this?
What is the cost? Cost for one scoop for me to produce is 35 rupees.
I would
Okay.
charge 40 rupees, so people think my shop has cheap ice cream, and they tell everyone that I have cheap ice cream, so more people come. If I charge 50 and I get one person, it's better of charging 40 and getting 2 people, right? So yeah, that's my
Fair logic. Does anyone have a different answer?
Mommy,
I have a
Shraddha.
different answer.
Guys, you have got to wait your turn before asking. We don't want to force mute all of you. Let's go in the order of raised hands, okay? Athar, Abhinav,
Yes, ma'am. So I would charge kind of 45 to 49 rupees because it's kind of decreasing their willingness to pay, and they may also get captivated and come to a shop. Also, they may think that this shop is nice for ice cream, so we could come. I mean, we could also tell other people in the neighborhood, so it would influence more people to come, and I would also get a profit approximately from 10 rupees to 14 rupees, which is a good gain for me. And total for this 10, that means I would get 490 rupees, which is a good, I am getting a profit of 140 rupees, which is actually good.
Right, right. So a lot of you are saying that you want to charge less to attract more customers, right?
Yes, ma'am. And
And-
also they may think that they could share this to their neighbors, neighborhoods,
Yeah.
relatives, and etc.
Ma'am, I have another idea.
another answer.
Ma'am, I
Can
have
Yes,
another
One by
idea.
one,
Guys,
one by
guys,
one.
I don't, guys, I don't know if you have a little bit of short-term memory loss, but just recollect what I said 2 minutes ago. Rudra,
Yeah, I have three answers. First, I'll sell my ice cream at a lower cost. Like I'll sell my ice cream at 40 rupees, but I'll say them to purchase like accessories, like they can decorate their ice cream. Just like the PS5 company, they sell the CDs at a higher price, but they sell PS5 at a lower price. And one more is I'll sell them a single ice cream at high price, and the like if they purchase in bulk, I'll sell them at low price.
Right? That's a good strategy.
Yeah.
Anil?
Ma'am,
What
my
was your idea?
strategy is to just charge 36 to 37 rupees. And so the other stores will be forced to either sell 35 or lower. And
Yeah.
then when they start selling that, I just buy out this and then I start selling it for 55 rupees. Because otherwise they won't be able to get ice cream. Maybe even 65 rupees.
Okay, that's also a good strategy. So you're trying to eliminate competition and then use that, right? Shraddha?
Ma'am, I would actually make the price to 55 or 60 rupees, because my reason is that, like, all of us, we don't like spending so much money on stuff. So if it's 50, then most people tend to say, why are you selling at so much cost? Give me for 45 rupees. So they tend to reduce the cost. So if it's 55 or 60, they're willing to pay 50, so they want to so if it's 50, then it might get reduced to 40 or 45. But if it's 55 or 60, they will also reduce it, but it will only get reduced to 50.
Okay. So I'm hearing a lot of different strategies that you can use to make customers think that your company is better and come back to your company and buy
I
more
have
ice
a
cream.
totally different answer.
Just give me a minute. Let me summarize this and then we'll take more answers. So a lot of you are giving me ideas to make my company more popular and increase the number of customers that will come. Some of you said ideas about eliminating competition and then working on that. So then once you eliminate your competition, you can charge more. And a lot of you said some ideas about making your customer more happy. So if they're willing to pay 50, you'll charge less than that, right? But see, all of this is true in the real world and we will build up to that. But let's go back to the simple situation. Here, let's forget about competition and let's forget about customer happiness. Here, I care only about my profit. Okay. I have customers, only 10 customers. My customers are not going to increase for now. After this, we'll see what happens when all of this changes. So you guys are really smart. You guys are going ahead really fast, but let's go step by step. So let's start at only 10 customers, each willing to pay 50. What price should I charge to maximize my profits? So some of you said 40. If I charge 40, I'm going to make only a profit of 5 on each scoop. Can I charge differently to increase my profit? The only problem we are looking at now is what price should I charge for maximum profit? All the strategies you are saying companies really do use, and we'll build up to that in the next slides. Okay?
Ma'am,
So like all the strategy answers, let's wait. If anyone has an answer about what exact price I should charge, assuming I care only about my profit. I can care about other things like consumer happiness or how to increase my popularity. But for now, assume I care only about my profit. Okay? Yeah. So, Ashwat, let's go one by one. Ashwat?
Ma'am?
Yeah.
Ma'am, I will put 49 and 99 paise, ma'am, to give them that
Okay.
one extra paise, but which will attract more customers.
Yeah, a lot of companies do this, 499 rupees, 99 rupees. Yeah, correct.
Yes, ma'am.
Why they do
It
this?
is very annoying, but it's good strategy.
Yeah.
It looks like it'll be it looks like a lesser price than compared to this 50.
Yeah, like if you charge 99, it's a 2-digit number, but it's pretty close to 100.
So people,
So you're
so
manipulating the customer.
yeah.
Yeah, correct. Shri Yagnika?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I would rather say that it would be 100 rupees with 60% discount. So the customer would be more attracted that there's a huge amount of discount. So they are more likely to buy the ice cream.
Okay, yeah, that's a good strategy. Discount is
Or-
another thing that companies use, and
Yes.
we will look at that.
Or we can charge 100 rupees and tell that it's buy one, get one free offer.
Yeah, you could do that too. Then they would buy more quantity,
Yes, ma'am.
right? Joshua?
Ma'am, we can sell it for 40, but we will slightly reduce the amount of 1 cup.
Okay. So you want to change the product and price
Ma'am.
accordingly so people think they are getting it at a cheaper
We're
price.
just reducing the quantity and the price. So the people will think that, oh, this ice cream is for less.
Right. Right. So you guys, so there are different ways of doing it. Let's assume that our product is fixed, our cost price is fixed, number of customers is fixed. Let's discuss strategies later. I only want answers for the price that I should charge now. Does anybody have a different price that I should charge? Some of you said 40, some of you said 50. Does anyone have a different answer?
Ma'am, you can.
Ma'am, you could charge 37.
And why would I charge 37? What is your
Because
reason?
then the other companies will have to lower their profit and then you can buy out the dip.
Right. Let's go back to my assumption. Forget about other companies.
Ma'am, I have a totally different price.
Okay.
So I would say that the price of ice cream is 50.99, and then when we give the bill, I will round it up and give it as 51. So it will become 20. 20.
Okay, but
15 rupees profit.
okay, but if you charge anything more than 50, the customer is not going to buy.
I'll say
Because their
50.
willingness to pay is 50. So your price cannot be more than 50. Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
No
so
mention about 50 rupees yet.
sorry,
No one said that we should charge it for 50 rupees.
Yeah,
nobody says 50 rupees.
I wanted to say that.
Nobody says 50 rupees.
No, ma'am.
I wanted to say 50
Ma'am, I wanted to say 50 rupees, ma'am. Kapin.
May I say something? I was.
Ma'am,
One by one.
If you put 50 rupees and you can decrease the quantity of ice cream, is that still making the customers pay more than 50 rupees? They won't do that.
Yes, but we assume the product is fixed. I cannot change the size of my scoop.
ma'am, then we can do one thing that we can add the free chocolate syrup or sprinkle so people feel they get more value for the same 50 rupees. So that way you can keep the price same but make customers happier so they come again.
Right. Those are all strategies you can do. But first, let's look at the most simple scenario. We'll look at strategies that you can do to increase your profit. In this simple scenario, what price would you charge? That's the problem. All of your strategies are valid and companies actually do this, right? But let's start at the basic. So some people said 40, some people said 40.99. Anyone who said more than 50, if you charge more than 50, the customer is not going to buy. Does anyone have a different price you would charge?
Ma'am, I have a different answer.
Okay, what price would you charge?
Ma'am, since there are 10 customers and each of them are willing to pay 50 rupees, we will take the average of that and we will get 50 rupees. So I will sell it at 50 rupees.
Okay, that's a good strategy. And especially if the company has lots of customers, taking an average is definitely a good idea. So let's move on. Then we can go to more complicated scenarios where all of your strategies would apply. So here, if I charge a price of P, what is my profit per scoop? It's going to be P minus 35 because my cost is 35, correct? And if I charge more than 50, my customer is not going to buy. So my price has to be less than equal to 50. Okay. Now to maximize my profit, I need to make this as big as possible. So I'm going to charge PS 50 and then I make a profit of 15 on each scoop and my total profit is 150. Is this okay? And so if I take the graph and I plot price on my horizontal axis and the profit I make for one scoop on my vertical axis, then if I charge more than 50, my profit is 0. If I charge less than 35, this is going to be negative. So if this is negative, then I'm not going to produce anything because I don't want a negative profit. And if I charge more than 35, this is going to be my profit. So at 50, I make a profit of 15. At 40, I make a profit of 5. At 35, I make a profit of 0. And to make maximum profit, I'm going to charge 50 rupees. Is this much okay for everyone?
Yes,
Are there any
ma'am.
doubts here?
Yes.
No, ma'am.
This is fine, right? So what if so here we assume that each customer has the same willingness to pay. But you all saw in the poll that some of you are willing to pay 100, some of you are willing to pay 50. So what if I have customers with different willingness to pay? How am I going to price them?
Average.
Right? No, wait, let's look at a few scenarios. Average is if you have a very big amount, right? Let's see another case. So here if you have 10 customers, 5 willing to pay 50 per scoop and 5 willing to pay 100 per scoop. Now what price should you charge? Can you do the calculation and tell me what price would be optimum?
75.
Raise your hand if you have an answer.
100.
Raise your hand if you have an answer.
75.
Ayan?
I would say around 60 or 75, ma'am.
Why?
Ma'am, because both the 100 people are willing to pay 100 rupees would say that they are selling for just 75 rupees. So they would tell all of their other people that they know, and the people who are willing to pay 50 rupees would you know would be the people who are willing to pay 100 rupees would be might be friends with the people who are willing to pay 50 rupees and might tell them to pay 75 rupees.
Right. See, this is a good strategy, but let me go back to my first assumption. See, all of this strategy of what people feel and how that will change their willingness to pay, how people talk to each other and make your company more popular, all of this comes under a field called behavioral economics. And that is not completely mathematical based. Now let's start with our basic assumptions and all your arguments should be mathematical. So which price will give you the most profit? Take a P as your price and see at what value will you get most profit.
100.
Because I care more about the money I'm making. So can
100 rupees.
Who said 100?
Ma'am, 100. Ma'am, 100 rupees.
How much?
No, 5 customers who are willing to pay 50, I don't care about.
And what is your reasoning for that?
Ma'am, actually it's a premium price. So you sell fewer scoops but earn the same amount and you save efforts and materials.
Excuse me, ma'am.
You
I
have
want-
50, you can
disagree there.
again, you will get a 50% off and you can buy the ice
Ma'am?
cream for 50 rupees.
One at a time. And I want only mathematical arguments. I don't believe if you say some customers will be happy or more customers will buy. I want numbers. I need a mathematical argument as to why you are going to charge 100 or why you're going to charge 75. I need like proof that it will give me more profit.
Ma'am, I've disallowed everyone from unmuting. You can just point out somebody and I'll let them unmute.
Okay. Shreyas, do you want to answer?
Yes, ma'am. We can ask all of them to pay 50 rupees or 100 rupees, ma'am, because the profit will be same in all cases, ma'am. Both cases, ma'am.
So what price should I charge?
50 rupees, ma'am.
You
Because
want me to charge 50 rupees?
yes, ma'am, because 10 people will, so my profit will be 150.
Okay, so if you charge 50 rupees, your profit is how much?
150.
How? Your income is going to be 150, but you also have a cost of making the ice cream, right?
Yes, ma'am, that's 35 rupees. Ma'am.
Yeah. 250. Okay, 150. You're saying 150 rupees is the profit, right? So that is one situation. But can you charge a different price to make more profit? Anybody who says that you can charge a different price to make more profit?
Ma'am,
Rudra?
okay.
We can charge 85 or 100 because we don't care about the people who are selling for like who are taking for 50. We can
Right.
sell that 101. We'll make the same profit.
Right.
And if we sell
What you're saying, if you sell at 100, you'll make the same profit as if you sell at 50.
in fact, you'll make more profit than.
How much profit will you make if you sell at 100?
I'll just give you a number. I'll not subtract my making call. We'll make rupees 500 if we go with the 101. But if we
Yeah.
go with 51, we'll only make 250. So we can minus it. Yeah.
Right. So
And also,
does
like,
okay. Continue. Sorry.
we can also give the discount to 101. Like if you are willing to pay 100 rupees, we'll give at the price of 80 rupees. So they'll share the like they're selling share their friends and relatives.
Okay. Okay. So one answer was 50, one answer was 100. Then there was an answer with discount. Is there any other answer? If you have a different answer, you can keep your hand up. Shraddha?
Ma'am, my answer would be we could charge 75 rupees or something because the 50 people who are buying 50 rupees would likely say this at least they so first we could charge 100 rupees and then we could gradually lower the price to 75, and then the people who are willing to pay 50 rupees they would tell there's a price decrease, so let's go buy it. And then it
Okay.
says the shop is famous for chocolate ice cream. So that's
Let's
one
go
more reason.
back to assumptions. Willingness to pay of nobody is going to change. And I need to fix one price that I'm going to sell at. Behavioral economics we will look at later. I want only mathematical arguments. I'm a mathematician. I will believe only numbers. So can you calculate the profit at 75 and see if it's more than the profit at 50 or 100?
Ma'am, 50 rupees, if you sell at each, then the profit will be 150. And then
Right.
if you sell it at 100, the profit will be 325.
Right.
And if you sell it at 75, so 10 people are buying? Are 10
No.
people buying it?
At 75, who all will buy? Only customers who have a willingness to pay more than 75, right?
So 50 people who don't have a willingness to pay 50 won't buy it in our case.
Right, right. Only
So
5 would buy it.
so then it would be smaller than 325.
Right. So
So
at
then
what price are you making the highest profit?
I'll make the highest profit at 100 rupees.
100? So
Yeah.
does everyone say 100 or does anyone have a different price at which I can make more profit? Ayan? Adrit?
Okay, he isn't responding. Yeah.
Ma'am, I would like cost 100 rupees, ma'am. But for the customers who are like paying 50 rupees, I would like tell them that if you play this game and win it, you can get the scoop in 50 rupees. So like if they win it, I will be also getting in profit of 75 rupees more than 325, ma'am. So my total profit will go to 400 than 325.
Okay. That's a good strategy, but let's go to other strategies later. Now we are assuming that our model is fixed. It's very simple. We are not bringing in discounts or other methodologies to increase or change willingness to pay or get more customers. This is our model is fixed. 5 customers willing to pay 50, 5 willing to pay 100. What should my price be?
I'm 100.
100? Is there anyone who says something different from 100?
Please keep your hand raised only if you have an answer that is not 100. Okay.
Ashwath?
Ma'am, I would keep negotiable prices, ma'am.
Okay.
I'll keep the price as first 100, and then if the people who want to pay 50 can come and negotiate down to 50 per scoop.
Okay. So you're assuming that we don't have a fixed price, right?
Yes.
We will look at that next. That is the way to increase profits. But for now, let's take the prices fixed. Okay.
Then 99.9.
Okay. So 99.9, 100 or 50? Anyone with a different answer? And two?
Ma'am,
Yeah.
I would keep the price as 60 because the customers who are willing to pay rupees 50 would just think that it's just 10 rupees more than the price which we are thinking to pay, and they would give 60. As well as the customers who are willing to pay 100 would think that they will have a profit of rupees 40.
Okay.
And I would get a profit of rupees 250, ma'am.
Okay, but we are assuming that if you charge a price more than 50, the customers with willingness to pay 50 are not going to buy. That's our underlying assumption. So keeping that in mind, now if you charge 60, only the second 5 customers are going to buy. The customers with willingness to pay 50 are not going to buy. Only those with willingness to pay 100 are going to buy. So that strategy would not work here. Under this assumption. If you change your assumptions, obviously you can have better strategies. Right? Anyone else with a different idea? Advait?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, my answer is 80 rupees, ma'am, because people who have willingness of 50 are definitely not going to buy, and my profit is going to be 35 times 5, which is 175, ma'am. So,
okay.
But if I increase the profit more than that, then the people who are willing to pay 100 are less likely to tell their neighbors that about the ice cream, and thus I'm not going to get much profit in the long run. But if I want lots of profit in a short amount of time, then it is best for me to pay 100.
Right. So let's look at short run now. So you don't care about the interactions that happen later. So you're going to charge 100 rupees, right? Anybody else? Ishan, do you have a different idea?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I will charge 95, ma'am. If I charge 50 rupees for 100 people, ma'am, for 10 people, ma'am, my profit will just be 150, ma'am. But if I charge as 85, ma'am, my profit will be 50, then it is 500, ma'am. It is more than the profit of 10 people, that it's 150. So I'll charge 85, ma'am.
If you charge 85, then only the customers with willingness to pay 100 are going to buy.
Yes, ma'am. But if it is see offer, ma'am, if I give 150 as profit, mean it is less, ma'am. If I give 500 profit, 500 means it is more, no, ma'am. So I'll just be the price is 80 rupees.
If you sell at 80, 85, you're saying 85, right? Then
Yes, ma'am.
only 5 customers are going to buy. 5 customers with willingness to pay 50 are not going to buy. So your profit is going to be 5 into 50, which is 250.
Yes, ma'am. But if I give 10, but all the customers 10 means only 50 rupees, 10 customers, no, ma'am. Only 5 are willing to pay 100, ma'am. But
yeah,
if another 5 is not willing to pay that more than 50, so if I pay 50 for the 10 people, my price will be just 150, ma'am. It will be 250 if I give ice cream for just 5 people.
Yes. So you want to sell only to the 5 who are willing to pay 100. You're saying you'll make more profit then, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
But what if you sell at more than 85? Like somebody said 100 and they said at 100 you make 325 profit. That's more than 250, right? So would
Yes,
you
ma'am.
not prefer that?
Yes, ma'am.
So you
I
would
just prefer the 85.
You would still prefer 85.
Yes, ma'am.
But at 85 you're getting only 250 profit. At 100 you're going to get 325 profit.
No, ma'am, but if like this again came means the customers will say this shop is so expensive. They will go to some other shop like that. They can afford some other shops, ma'am.
Okay, so that's right. And interactions with other shops and competition is an important part in markets, and you want your price to be optimal compared to other shops. I agree to that. But we're assuming that there are no other shops now, and I just want maximum profit.
So I'll keep the rupees as 100 rupees.
Right?
If I am the only ice cream shop in the world.
Yeah. So let's
Even the
assume
50 rupees.
that.
Even the 50 rupees people also will come and buy some, ma'am, because I am the only shop in the world.
Right. So then you're going to charge 100 because you get higher profit.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is there anyone who has a problem with price as 100? Adrit?
Ma'am, I would do it like this, ma'am. So, the people who are buying 100, I'll sell it to them like 100. So, when the people who are buying 50 come to my shop, I'll say 100 rupees at first, okay? They won't accept the price. Then I'll say, yeah, today there's a discount of 50%, so that they can also buy it.
Okay. Now all of you are changing your strategy. I've already given you a strategy. And you just have to decide P for that strategy. We can do discounts and we can charge different prices to different customers. That's what we're going to see next. So all of those ideas, I would suggest you guys hold and we'll discuss that in a few slides. If there are any different answers for the price I should charge, given my fixed current strategy, then keep your hands raised. Otherwise, please lower your hand.
Ma'am, also, ma'am, it'll be the same profit if you charge anything. If you charge 50, it'll be the same profit. 100 also, it'll be the same profit. 50,
How
10 will buy. 50, 10 people will buy. 100, 5 people will buy.
Yeah.
If 10 people buy, 150 is the profit. 100, 10 people buy, 350 minus 500. How much is it? 150. So it's the same profit. 50, when it's 50, 10 people will buy it, right?
Right. So your income is 500.
Minus 350. 10 scoops of ice cream.
Right. Profit is 150. And if 5 people buy,
it's 500 minus 150 minus 350, which is 150. So
no,
it's
you're not producing 10 ice creams then, right? You're producing only 5.
Oh yes. So I'll sell it for 100.
Yes. Does anyone have a different price that you would sell it at? Ketav?
Ma'am, I actually pay 50 rupees.
Okay. Why?
Because if I pay 50 rupees and it is worth, and everybody will tell to their neighbors or friends, so I will get more customers and I will slowly change my profit as 55, 60 like that. That's my answer.
Okay. Any other answers? Reyansh?
Ma'am, I would first say that I would charge 100, ma'am, but if somebody wants 50, they would argue, so I would say 50.
Okay. Now we'll come to that also, where you charge different prices to different people. But for now, we have a fixed price for everyone.
Ma'am, I would rather charge 50 rupees because for 10 customers means 50 into 10, which is 500 rupees. And if I charge 100, only 5 are willing to pay, means same I will get 500 rupees. but I will rather serve to 10 customers than 5 because they will rather tell to others and more people will come to cheaper costs to buy ice creams.
Okay, see, you all are saying that you will tell people and more customers will come. But see, I believe only mathematical arguments. You have to give me a price for which I have most profit. Okay. So if you look at the answers we got so far, we got 50 and we got 100 and then we got some answers in between. If the price is more than 100, nobody is going to buy, profit is 0. That everyone agrees, right? If your price is between 15 and 100, only the 5 customers with a willingness to pay of 100 are going to buy. Then your profit is going to be P minus 35 for each scoop and you'll sell only 5 scoops. So, and you want to make this as high as possible. So you charge 100 and you have a profit of 325. So those who said price is 100 said profit is 325. Right? And the other case is if you have price less than equal to 50, then everyone is going to buy. And then you said the profit was 150. So these are the 3 cases that you all discussed, right? And if I look at this, I'm going to pick whichever gives me the highest profit, right? So I'm going to pick 100 as my price. Does anybody have a problem with this? This is okay?
Raise your
Okay.
hand if you have a problem. Okay, yeah, nobody. Yeah, okay, Ishan has a
Ishan?
problem here. No, that was a mistake, I guess.
Okay, so let's think of it like this. As a company, if someone has to give me a strategy or someone tells me a price, I will just see whichever gives me highest profit and I'm going to pick that. Because I care at the end of the day how much money I get. Okay? So I'm going to pick P as 100. Now, what if I change the situation again? So you all talked about charging different prices in different quantities, right? For 1 second, keep that aside. And then let's look at how we price it without those strategies. And then we'll look at how we price it with your strategies. And then we'll see which one gives me more profit. Okay? So now assuming that we are going to price a single price for everyone, no discounts, no, you can't charge different prices to people with different willingness to pay. If you have 5 customers who are willing to pay 60 per scoop and are willing to buy 1 scoop, 5 who are willing to pay 50 per scoop and are willing to buy 2 scoops, what price should I charge? I want only the value of P and try to use an approach as we saw before. Try to take different values of P and tell me which one will give me the highest profit. I care only about my profit. Okay?
Shruti Didi, maybe this time, if someone is given a profit value, if you have a profit value higher than that, keep your hand raised.
Yeah.
Otherwise, lower your hand. Okay?
Yeah.
We're just trying to make it better and better.
Yeah, let's do that. So, Abhinav, what is your price and how much profit are you making at that price?
Yes, ma'am. So basically, I have one small doubt in this question again. The
Okay.
other 5 are willing to pay 50 rupees per scoop and are willing to buy 2 scoops each. So for the 2 scoops, are we saying 50 rupees or
It's
1
50
scoop
per
is...
scoop.
Oh, okay. Then I would give the scoop for 50 rupees exactly because if you're giving for 60 rupees, then they would only buy it and not the 50 rupees person, and we would get a profit of 25 times 5, 125, and we would get a total of 300 rupees. So 175 is the cost price and other 125 is our profit. But if we sell it for 50 rupees, then we would say all the people will buy and 50 into 2, which is 100, and we get a profit of approximately 30 per person, and then 25, just a minute, ma'am. We'd get 30 per person, then each person will pay 100 for 50, and then totally we'll get 500, and the rest 60 persons will also play one for 1 scoop, which is approximately 250. We totally sell these ice creams for 750 rupees and get a profit of Yeah, we would get approximately 150 plus 75, which is 225 rupees as a profit, which is 100 rupees more than the last one. So I'd give it for 50 rupees.
So you will give it at 50 and your profit is 225.
Yes,
right?
ma'am. Of course.
Okay, great. Does anyone have a different price at which I can make more profit? Mayan, what is your price and how much profit are you making at that price?
Ma'am, I was choosing 50 price only. I was lowering my hand now.
Okay, okay. Does anyone have a different price at which I can make more profit? Taranya?
So, ma'am, I would like to price each cup for 55 rupees. So, if the 5 people who are willing to buy 50 per scoop and 2 scoops, they will not buy 2 scoops, but they will at least buy 1 scoop. And those who are willing to buy 60 per scoop will be buying, because it is 10 rupees less than their willingness. So it is 35 rupees I am buying the ice cream. So for the people who are buying 2 scoops, it will be 100 rupees profit, and those who are buying 60 rupees, it will be 100 rupees profit. So totally 200 rupees.
Okay, but if you charge anything more than 50, the people who are willing to pay 50 are not going to buy. Your price has to be less than equal to their willingness to pay for them to buy. So if you charge 55, only those customers with willingness to pay 60 are going to buy. So then your profit would be 35, 25 for each scoop and 5 scoops. So you will get a profit of 125 rupees. The other customers are not going to buy the ice cream.
Then I would keep it as 50 point.
50? Okay.
50.50.
Anyone with a... Okay. Now what would your profit be then?
So 50.50 means both will buy. So it would be...
No. If you charge anything more than 50, your second type of customer is not going to buy any ice cream.
Then I would price it as 50 rupees.
50? Okay.
So they will buy 2 scoops. So 50 means 15 into... They are buying 10 scoops because one person is buying 2 scoops. So 10 scoops totally. So 15 into 10, 150 rupees. And they are buying 1 scoop. So 5 scoops.
Yeah.
And it would be again 150. So 300 rupees. No,
5 scoops into 15 is?
5 scoops into 15, it is 75. So 225 rupees.
225. So now we are at price is 50 and profit is 225 rupees, right? Anybody with a different price and a higher profit? Rayansh.
Ma'am, I would say that I'll give 2 ice creams for 80 rupees. Ma'am, so whoever is willing to pay 60 rupees would also get tempted and buy. Ma'am, and then whoever is paying 50 rupees would also buy. Ma'am, and they'll spread it to their neighbors and all.
If you're selling 1 scoop at how much? What is your price for 1 scoop?
Ma'am, I'll sell 1 scoop at 40 rupees. Ma'am, so 2 scoops at 80. Ma'am, so the customers who are going to pay 60 rupees for 1 scoop, they would also get tempted and they would buy. And the people who are buying 100 for 2 scoops would also buy because it's a discount, and our shop would be famous.
Famous is all okay, but if you charge at 40 rupees, you're going to get a profit of only 5 per scoop. And you're going to sell 15 scoops because everyone will buy. So your profit is 75. But that's less than if you charge 50, right? I want maximum profit. I want only the price which gives me maximum profit. Right? Anil, do you have a price at which I can make more than 225 rupees?
Ma'am, you could just do 50 rupees because then all of them would buy it. The 60 rupees would also tell it to their friends that this is very cheap, and the 50 rupee people would still buy it, and they want to buy 2 scoops. So you would make in all you would make 150 rupee profit.
You're saying 50 rupees?
150 rupee profit. 50 rupees
what
is the
price?
cost
50
price.
rupees.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. At 50 rupees, we were making 225 profit, right?
No, 150 rupee profit over here.
You're selling 2 scoops to each of the second type of
Actually,
customer.
oh wait, actually no, we're making a 225 profit. Sorry.
Yeah. So that's where we are at now. That's our highest profit so far. Does anyone have a price at which I can make more profit than that? Arjun.
Ma'am, actually, so what I would do here is, we can see that five of the people are willing to buy 2 scoops each. So we could say the price of the 2 scoops as 100, and the customers who are willing to pay.
Wait. Different pricing we will do later. Now we have one price for both products.
Then it's 50.
50. Does anyone have a different idea? Arjun, we will do your strategy in the next problem. Okay. For now, we have a single price for 1 scoop. Sharanya.
Ma'am, last time I said 50, but I am changing it as 60. So the people who are buying 50 and each 2 scoops, they would not buy, but 60 rupees, the 5 children would buy. So 300 rupees profit from 300 rupees. And so 60, then 25 into 5 and 25. Oh my God.
So if you sell at 60, your profit is 125, right? But that's less than 225, which is our profit if we sell at 50. So I would still prefer to buy it, to sell at 50, right?
I didn't think of that. I thought 300 rupees we are getting.
Yeah. So the cost will also come in. Atar, do you have a different price?
I would sell it between 50 and 40. If we sell 40, then we'll get 400 rupees from all of them. And
If you sell at your price is 40.
Yes.
Then what is your profit if your price is 40?
My profit will be 5 rupees. But if I keep it 50, then it will be around 15 rupees. But all of them will buy it and I'll get more money compared to 5 people.
If I sell at 50, everyone is still buying, right? The willingness to
Yes.
pay for the first is 60, second is 50. If I sell at 50, also everyone is going to buy. So I'll make more
Yes.
money if I sell at 50 than at 40, right?
Yes.
So I
So
would still
if we
prefer
keep
50.
it 50, all of them are going to buy it. But if we keep it 60, then only 5 people will buy it, and the total rupees we'll get will be only 300 rupees, which is a lot less compared to 500 rupees.
Right. So I would prefer to sell at 50 rupees.
And
don't look at the total income, look at the difference between the income and the cost. That's my problem.
Oh.
So if I'm selling more ice cream, it's also costing me more to produce it.
Okay.
So subtract that also and then see which gives you more profit. So now we are at price 50, giving a profit of 225. Is there anyone with a higher price? Ananya. After these two, we will move on. So let's let these two.
Ma'am, not
give the
a
last
higher
two.
price. 50 will only give you the highest.
Okay. Meenakshi?
Ma'am, instead of being in one, like having one company, I can be a parent company and own 2 things, and like one in a more posh area and one in a area where the middle class and upper middle class lives. Ma'am. Like how in the Hindustani Unilever owns both Nadraj pencils and Apsara pencils, while Apsara is comparatively a little costlier than Nadraj. So I'll get a profit of 275.
Right. So that's our next problem. So you're going to price it differently, right?
Not exactly pricing it differently, ma'am. I can own 2 companies without knowing that I am the parent company for both. They'll think that they're like totally 2 different things, like how we think Apsara and Nadraj aren't the same. But it'll be owned by me. I'll get the total profit. So I think it'll give me a profit of 275.
Right. So hold that thought for a minute. We'll go to that next. So wrapping up with this problem, we were at price 50 and profit 225, which is correct. So if you charge 60, your profit is 0 because nobody is going to buy. We saw that if you charge 60 rupees, your profit is 125. And if you charge 50, your profit is 225. And this was the highest. So we decided that we're going to charge 50 rupees for one scoop of ice cream. Now, a lot of you had the idea that you charge different prices for different products, right? So let's see. Okay, so let's see what happens if I charge a different price for one scoop and a different price for two scoops, which is what a few of you told me to do, right? So what we assumed before is that each scoop is going to be 50 rupees. Now I'm going to let you charge one price for one scoop and a different price for two scoops. Now what price will you charge?
Shruti Didi,
Yeah.
in the interest of time, maybe we could do something. Everyone give us 3 numbers, the price of the first scoop, then the second scoop, then the profit. And then we'll just go ahead by building up like which one's more.
Yeah, sure.
All right, should we start with Ayan?
Yeah.
So, ma'am, first I would ask how much the customers are willing to pay, and then
Willingness to pay is same only.
Yeah, ma'am,
So just give
since
me the
they're willing
price
to
for.
pay this, so the people are willing to pay 60 rupees for one scoop. I would sell it to them for 60 rupees, and my profit would be around 300 rupees. So my profit would be 300. No, my what I would get is 300 rupees, and then if I sell it to the people are buying two scoops for 100 rupees, then I would get price of 500, and then I'd get 800 as the total, and minus 350 I'd get 450 rupees as the profit.
So your price is 60 for one scoop and 100 for two scoops.
Yeah.
Profit, I would tell you to recalculate. I think the cost you might be making a mistake. But the prices, let's take it as 60 and 100. Okay. Does anyone else have a different price for one scoop and two scoops? Shreyas, what is your price for one scoop? What is your price for two scoops?
Ma'am, for the customers willing to pay 60 rupees, we'll charge them 60 rupees. And for the customers willing to pay for two scoops, each scoop 50 rupees, we'll totally charge them 50 plus 50, that's 100 rupees.
Yeah, so that's the same price, right? So 60 for one scoop and 100 for two scoops. Any other prices? Sharanya?
Ma'am, so I would, for those who are buying one scoop, I would price it as 60 rupees. And so I would get as 125 rupees profit. And those who are buying two scoops for 100, it is if 150 rupees profit. So totally 275.
Right, perfect. So we are going to assume we are charging 60 for one scoop and 100 for two scoops. You told me the profit is 275. Correct? What was our profit in the previous case? When we were selling each scoop at 50 rupees. Does anybody remember what our profit was? Meenakshi?
Ma'am, our profit was 225.
Right. So when we were selling at a single price, our profit was 225. But when we priced it differently for one scoop and for two scoops, our profit changed. And we got more profit, right? So this is an example that shows you how charging different prices for different products gives you more profit. And also, if you notice here, I cannot make more profit than 275 rupees. Because if I charge even 1 rupee more for one scoop, or if I charge even 1 rupee more for two scoops, the customers are not going to buy because it will be more than their willingness to pay. So this is the maximum price I can charge, and this is the maximum profit that I can make as a company. Okay? Are there any doubts with this? Is this okay for everyone? Ashwath,
Okay.
do you have a doubt?
Yeah. Okay, no, he doesn't have a doubt. Shraddha has a doubt?
Adrit, do you have a
No,
doubt?
sir, I don't have a doubt.
So, what are you
My
raising your hand for?
I raised my hand like before to answer for this question, but I forgot to lower it.
Okay, fine.
Amsh, do you have a doubt?
Yeah, why did you say this is the best possible possibility? I didn't get why you could not do better than this. Can you explain it?
Yeah. So my first price for single scoop is 60 and my price for 2 scoops is 100, 50 per scoop, right? That is exactly the willingness to pay of my customers. So if I charge 1 rupee more than that for any of the products, my customers are not going to buy it. So I make the most profit when I am charging exactly the willingness to pay of my customers. Is that okay?
Yeah, seems to be getting a lots of thumbs ups. Yeah.
Okay, so now let's look at one last case. So we looked at quantity discounts, right? So we looked at when you okay, so we looked at quantity discounts, right? So we saw that when more quantity is sold, it often is sold at a lower price, right? So we saw that a lot of you gave the idea to do that to increase profits. And we also saw that when we sell 2 scoops, we are reducing the price from 50 to 60 per scoop. And that's how we made profit, right? So using that idea, if I give you this scenario, so you have an option to buy a small packet of dry fruits or a big packet, and these are the costs and the amounts. Which one would you choose and why? I'll take the first 3 people who raise their hand. Adrit?
Ma'am, I would buy the small packet, ma'am.
Why?
Ma'am, because like if you compare it with the price of the big packet, it is cheaper, ma'am. Like so going to compare it with the quantity and price, it's cheaper than the big bottle.
Okay, fine. Anil?
Ma'am, I would choose the small packet as well because 21 grams and 450 grams. For the quantity, we actually get more in the small packet. And the big packet charges almost 140 rupees more, 160 rupees more. Sorry, ma'am. So I would buy the small packet, not the big one.
Okay. And Ayan?
Ma'am, I would also buy the small pack, ma'am, because it is worth more than the big pack, ma'am.
Okay. So you all are saying that you would buy the smaller one because for the same amount of money, you're getting more quantity when you buy the smaller one, right? But what we saw so far was that generally what companies do is usually when they sell more quantity, they sell it at a lower price. Otherwise, like why would customers buy more quantity, right? So that was quantity discount, what we saw before. But this is not a quantity discount. Here it looks like something else is happening, right? But like if a company is able to sell more quantity at more price and still make profit, how is this exactly working? So does anybody is there anybody who would prefer to buy the bigger one over the smaller one? Sharanya?
Ma'am, I would like to buy the small packet because for 1 gram they give it is 1.42 rupees, and for in the big packet it is 1 gram is equal to 1.77 rupees. So I would buy the small packet.
Right. So most of you are saying that you prefer the small one because you get more amount for the same money. Is there anyone who prefers the big packet? If you prefer the big packet over the small one, then raise your hand. Amsh?
If you're looking at the amount of plastic you waste, you would want the bigger one, because if you buy so many of those small packets, there will be a lot of plastic.
Right. And Adrit?
Ma'am, when you're like needing this whole, when you're needing this thing for like a party or something and you need a lots of them, then you buy the bigger packet rather than the smaller packet.
Right. So there are some people who prefer the big one and some people who prefer the small one. And if you do the math, you would say that the small one is better. right? But when companies are selling it like this, they are actually trying to target different type of customers. So people who, like you gave an example of people are buying for a party, they would prefer to buy the bigger one. But people who are buying for regular use or maybe to take as snacks for school, you would prefer the smaller one. So different types of customers would buy different products. And that's how the company is able to sell it like this and still make profit, even though it is more efficient for the customer to buy the smaller packet, right? Can you guys think of different situations where the same thing happens? Like what other products are there for which companies sell it like this and the bigger packet might be less efficient cost-wise for the customer? Ishan?
Ma'am, like milk pickers packet, milk pickers.
Right.
If we take 10 rupees, the big packet, the normal size packet is 10 rupees, ma'am. They will give five packets like that, ma'am, in the one big packet, but it will be lesser than the amount, like it will be lesser than 50 rupees, it will be like 35 rupees or like that. I will buy the bigger one because it can be used for a long time also, and it will be also less price.
Yeah. So the company is selling the bigger one on a different idea, right? That you'll buy it for convenience or because you want more quantity. Any other examples, Mayan?
Ma'am, we can buy both of them. A smaller one has bigger quantity, and bigger one has a container that can be reusable, and we can
Right.
use for other purposes.
Yeah. So that's another idea if you want to make your cost efficient as a customer, right? Okay, so just in interest of time, I'm not going to take everyone's questions. Sorry about that. So other products where this is seen is Bonvita. So if you pay 300 rupees and if you buy the small sachets, you actually get 900 grams. But if you buy the big packet that costs 300 rupees, you get only 500 grams. And if you're buying coffee powder, for 390 rupees, if you buy the small sachets, you get 175 grams. But if you buy the whole dabba, you get only 100 grams. So obviously, like here, in the case of the dry fruits, it was a small difference. But here it's a significant difference. Like here it's 400 grams of difference. You could almost buy double, right? But still, how is the company able to do this? So if you go online and look, so yesterday I was looking online to find these things, the prices and quantities, but I was not able to find these small sachets. These small sachets are sold only in local stores. Like one of you gave the example of Apsara and Natraj. You're selling to different groups of customers. One is more high-end and one is local, right? So these sachets are often sold in local shops, while if you look to buy online, you'll find only these products. So the company is able to do this because it's selling to different groups of customers. Okay. Now, I would suggest that you go back and see what your parents are actually buying and see if what they are buying is the most cost efficient of all the products they could pick, right? So that brings me to the end of my talk. Sorry, I could not take all of your questions in the interest of time. I would just like to leave you with two thoughts. The first one is the whole field of pricing and economics and the money you spend as a person, as a consumer, all of this is based on a lot of mathematics. And if you can go back and look at what you're doing and or how you guys are buying things in your house, you can do cost analysis and actually use math to benefit yourself there. And the second thing is, if you look around you, there is math everywhere. And if you can find places where math is, it can be really fascinating. For example, in the Bonvita case or the Nescafe case. So that brings me to the end. If there are questions, I'll be happy to take. Sorry, I could not answer all of your questions and listen to all of your inputs. Maybe later we can discuss. Shraddha, do you have any questions?
Ma'am, what we can do is we'll formally end the session.
Yeah.
And then if you have time, those who have questions can stay back and
we can do that.
we can take them.
Yeah.
All right, then I'll be giving the vote of thanks. So, firstly, I'd like to thank Ram Foundation for organizing this camp and hence giving us the chance to get a session from Shruti ma'am. And it was an excellent session. I mean, we really went in depth with those questions, and I mean, it was very interesting for even me. I also learned a lot of new things today. And Shruti ma'am believes she couldn't take a lot of questions, but I believe she has taken a lot of questions this time. I mean, we volunteers saw a situation that's very rare. Every single one of questions, every single one of answers in a question was taken this time. And I think we really appreciate that, Shruti ma'am. And also a big thank you to the volunteers for managing the order and discipline of the session and keeping the session nice, quiet, and calm. So yeah, that's the sum of it. And thank you also to the participants for participating very enthusiastically and in a nice, disciplined fashion. So let's formally end the session here. Thank you all.
Thank you.